Yeah, can you believe we're not actually done? It's almost over though. This is the last chapter of this movie.
今日こそはたんまり仕事してもらうわよ。観念しなさい。
I feel like there should be a Benny Hill theme playing here.
クローゼ、大丈夫？挟み撃ち作戦は失敗だったみたいね。
ははは、愚か者どもめ。
あんなところに。本当に素早いですね。
己の城の浅さを食いながらそこで朽ち果てるがよいわ。
やろう。何わけのわかんないこと言ってんのよ。先輩のことだからきっと裏をかいてますよね。いると見せかけていない、いないと見せかけている。少し探してみよう。
So we have one final part to the interactivity of this moon door. We get to hear Doot Doot again. When I first played this, I actually got stuck on this part for so long. I had no idea what to do and how to progress this. Anton is feeling at ease with the world and has nothing to worry about. I'm betting that's going to last for about 5 minutes. It's kind of a shame that Anton and Ricky aren't voice acted here. But yes, this moon door was secretly an origin story for Anton and Ricky all along. So there's no one on the roof at this point. I think you have to... Wait a minute, why are those two spinning around? They've become Garreg Mach NPCs. Huh. Okay, Lehman, that's interesting. I don't know if this guy has a crush on Kloe or something because she does well in exams. Okay, it's just exercises, but it's still really weird looking.
見つけたわよ、このタコ生徒会長。
I still Dame Ningen me is still my favorite term for him.
さあ、覚悟しなさい。ミック、あんた何してんのよ。
話せって。俺は別に何も。
They do make some pretty creative use of sprites in this part, I will say.
だから俺は何も悪いことなんてしてねえって。
じゃあなんでこんなとこに潜り込んでたのよ。どう見ても怪しいんだけど。
いや、俺もそう思って確かめようとして。
確かめる？何を確かめるんでしょうか。
ああ、実はさっき校舎の裏でものすごくだらしなく歩いてるやつを見かけたんだ。それはもう今までに見たこともないくらいだらしないやつだったぜ。
どうしてでしょう。誰のことだか一発で分かったわ。
そのだらけっぷりがあまりにもすごかったから俺も気になってさ、後をつけていったんだ。そしたらそいつ周りをキョロキョロ見渡した後行動に入っていって、 どう考えても怪しいだろ。俺もこっそり追いかけたんだが、ここで鉢合わせしちまって。そいつ俺の顔を見て慌ててこの下に入っていったんだ。俺も入ろうとしたんだけどよ、途中でつっかえちゃって。ちくしょう、もう少しだったのに。
それはレクター先輩にからかわれたんですね。
ミック、あんたいっつもサボることばっか考えてるからよ。わざと気を引くような真似をしてあんたをはめたの。あの生徒会長の得意技の一つってとこかしらね。
そんな、あいつ生徒会長だったのか。信じらんねえ、あんなにだらしねえのに。
今さらそんなこと言われても。
ミック、ちゃんと聞きなさいよ。いい機会だから言っとくけどね。
ジル？
あ、クローゼ、ごめん。ちょっとこいつに説教しときたいんだけど。
いいよ、先輩探しの方は任せておいて。私ちょっと心当たりがあるから。
そうなんだ。もうレクター捜索でクローゼの右に出る者はいないわね。
それはちょっと大げさだと思うけど。
She is their official Lecter Wrangler by this point. Now, I believe that might have been the event flag that I was missing when I first played this, because I think after you've done that... no, he's not up there. Like, there's a point where he starts showing up on the roof and doing, like, a music note above his head. Yeah, again, this entire segment is still, like... You can climb up here.
やはりここにはいないみたいですね。
And do that. So, another thing is that in my first playthrough, I, didn't find out about that window with the rope until it was too late. Like, until it was now.
今は他を当たってみましょう。
So that's why I like to discover the rope, as early as possible. Kind of instantly contradicted yourself there, but yeah. Lecter's a complicated guy, let's just say. I mean, you'd think that Lecter would go to the Doot Doot schoolhouse, but he's not here. Huh. Well, that's interesting. That reminds me a little bit of Yukiko in Persona 4, but I wonder who she has on her mind. I mean, it's probably not Lecter, but I mean, stranger ships have happened.
おや、またレクター君を探しているのかね。
はい、そうなんです。明日は生徒総会なのにまた逃げ出してしまったんです。必要な書類も全然揃っていないのに。
彼にも困ったものだ。
学園長はそのレクター先輩を信頼なさっているようですけど。
ああ、そうだね。彼には自覚があるのだよ。自分が何をやっているか、それがどんな結果に結びつくかよ。その上で好きなようにやっておるのだよ。それに見合う覚悟を持ってな。信頼とは少し違うが、彼はなかなか面白い生徒会長だと思っておるよ。
確かに捕まえた時にはそれなりに仕事してくれますし、普段はいい加減なふりをしてますけど、本当はいろいろと考えてくれているみたいです。でもそれなら逃げないで初めからきちんとしてほしいです。
確かにその通りだ。今度そう言ってやるといい。
はい、 そうさせていただきます。
I don't know exactly how one becomes the student council president. Is is it a popular vote or something? Huh. So he wasn't actually bluffing when he said that he knew about Sieg before.
明日は生徒総会だ。早急に捕獲しろ。
はい。レオ先輩、相変わらず簡潔ですね。
Alternatively, he's the one that Lucy likes.
ルーシー先輩と二人っきり。ルーシー先輩。
何ハスくん。
いえ、ですね、この世で一番大切なものって何だと思いますか？やっぱり愛ですかね。
一番大切なもの、それは武力？
え？
なんだかまたレクターを殴りたくなってきちゃった。
ルーシー先輩、これでよければ何度でも。
あら、クローゼ、レクター見つかった？いえ、まだ。そう。
クローゼ。
ハスくん。
いや、なんでもない。どうやらレクターさん、この辺りにはいないみたいだな。クローゼはそうだな、一度ジルのところにも顔を出してやってくれよ。
I've seen Jill. I think, yes, that was the last event flag I needed. So, yeah, now we can see Lecter on the roof. And I think... See, like, Lecter's a troll both in and out of game. Now I think this'll work.
やっぱりここにいたんですね。
ああ、クローゼか。
Yeah, I'll just mention that a lot of guides are actually kind of wrong about the exact steps you need to take to make him appear on the roof here, which is sort of fitting.
今日もいい天気だね。
またそんなことを言って。暇なら仕事してください。みんな困ってますよ。
いや、俺は今超忙しい。10年後の天気を予想しているのだ。邪魔をするでない。
またいい加減なことを。でもこういう時のレクター先輩って意外と真面目に話を聞いてくれるんですよね。レクター先輩、ありがとうございました。
何の話？
いろいろです。先輩っていつも私のこと助けてくれましたよね。でもいつもごまかしてさっさと逃げてしまうから、あれからずっと思ってたんです。一度きちんとお礼を言わないとって。
何のことだかさっぱりわからんな。
先輩、以前尋ねましたよね。 私は何のためにここに来たのかって。私は以前の生活が嫌いでした。ただ周囲に流されていくだけ。自分で掴んだものなんて何一つなくて、そんな自分が嫌いでした。私は空っぽだったんです。だから先輩の質問みたいなことは考えないようにしていました。弱い自分を認めてしまったら、もう強くあれない気がして。だけどもう空っぽじゃありません。この学園に来て先輩やみんなのおかげでたくさんのことを学びましたから。そして自分の力で大切なものをつかみ取ることができましたから。だからありがとうございました。
クローゼ、やっぱお前真面目だな。そんなことで悩んでたわけ。エイドスもびっくりだぜ。
またからかってますね。先輩はどうだったんですか？どうしてこの学園に？
ああ、それはな、まあ暇だったからな。特にやることもなかったし。
そうですか。じゃあとりあえず仕事してください。
え？
明日は生徒総会ですから今日中に仕上げてもらいますね。まだ机に山積みになってますよ。
おい、ちょっと待ってクローゼ。話せばわかる。
ダメ。
見逃してくれ。
これが私がレクター・アランドールにお礼を言えた最初で最後の機会だった。彼はその後、その年の学園祭の翌日に突然退学届を出して失踪することになる。ちなみに彼は生徒会主催の劇でクライマックスのシーンに突然乱入し、面白おかしくぶち壊しにしたりもした。
Ah yes, Muck Up Day, that classic last year tradition at schools where I live.
そして2年後、私は思いもよらぬ場所で彼と再会を果たすこととなる。
Well, that was ominous, wasn't it? That gets us the Falcon Eye Quartz and 6,000 Mirror. And yeah, that is done. So, save file before doing that door. About 18 hours playtime. Save time after. 20 hours, 23 minutes. So yeah, that was about 2 hours and 24 minutes in total, that door. So, as always, I'm going to give my requisite final thoughts here, but I will just say, okay, so I hope it doesn't make me sound like I dislike that moon door. That moon door, my opinion on it is very, very tainted by the fact that I just had to record it. And that's about 2.5 hours of no real gameplay, just cutscenes and dialogue, and me very occasionally commentating. But a lot of that is so serious that I can't really make any comments or anything like that. So it just feels like it's an awkward thing to have to do for a Let's Play, because I feel like there's not much that I can personally bring to the table. And the fact that I had to record all of that before moving on to stuff that I can actually commentate on, that was a bit of a, you know, thing holding me back, and it was a little frustrating. But I will say though, that door is good. I do think it could stand to be maybe a little bit shorter. The stuff with the orphans and Kloe, great. The stuff with Kloe and Jill, amazing. I love that. I like how it's not often that you see sort of characters actually getting into fights like that and then making up and having it in a way that both of them don't come across as jerks for it. Like, I sympathize with both of them in the end. I love how Jill decided to go and visit the orphanage herself. That's just great. I love the background you get on Kloe and her upbringing in the orphanage. And I really love the scene where Kloe learns that Matron Theresa's husband passed away. But then you see the children come, and it gives that feeling of like one life ends and then another begins. It's just kind of nice, and the way that the kids all sort of swarm around her and just want to talk to her. I've seen that kind of thing happen in real life, and it's just heartwarming to see that. So overall, yeah, that's quite good. Another thing that I want to comment on as well is I feel like that's one of these moments where there's a lot of discrepancies between the Japanese voice acting and the localization. There's definitely a lot of embellishments there, but I feel like this is one of those cases where it's a bit necessary because this is very much a high school anime. And a lot of that relies on certain kinds of cultural tropes and humor that are a little hard to translate and lose a lot if you translate them directly. So I feel like the localization did a great job of getting all the characters across exactly the way they were supposed to be depicted, but still keeping a lot of the humor and the jokes for an English-speaking audience. And yeah, there are things like Kloe's shyness and a lot of the ambiguity, especially Kloe's inner monologues between scenes with just the blue text. A lot of that, much of what is just implicit in the Japanese script was made a little more direct in English, but again, I feel that's necessary because you can't really just say, so I ... That just doesn't quite convey the same sense of emotions as, and so I finally realized what I was actually feeling. Which again, was implied in the Japanese, but it's just made a little bit, Anyway, it's something that, I think about when I'm getting into localizations and things like that. And one more thing. That door was a lot about Kloe, but I think it was just as much about a certain red-haired, mysterious boy, Lecter. That guy, so this is kind of spoiling stuff, I guess, for later, but I'll just say, Lecter, along with Olivier, is one of the most recurring characters in the Trails series since this point. Lecter is a very important character, and that there was his origin story. That makes this door way more important to the future of Trails than it seemed. Commenting on the Japanese voice acting, this also goes into slight spoiler territory, but as far as the series goes, Lecter is the closest thing Kloe has to a love interest, and I do think that his and Chloe's voice actors have good chemistry in their moments together. It used to be a ship that I didn't really buy, but after hearing the voice acting, I actually can see it now. For those of you who are coming into this, starting with the Sky Arc, that's probably how it was intended to be experienced, and I guess you'll realize later on just how important Lecter is. But for me, and for a lot of other English-speaking Trails fans, this game didn't get localized until 2017, after Cold Steel 1 and 2 did. I'll just say that playing this series in the order that I did, it was very interesting. Going back and seeing how Lecter actually debuted, after having personally encountered Lecter much later in the series. And I will leave you on that note, just as that door ominously concluded with the fact that Lecter would one day return, and in a much more important way than you might have thought. And that return will happen in this game though, don't worry. This isn't the last door Lecter is involved in. But that comes later. Next time, we will finally actually start Chapter 4. So, see you all then, and I hope you all enjoyed Kloe the movie.